Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm a therapist.
And I'm Tyler, and I'm a patient.
We're going to talk about trauma, healing, and everything. Everything is traumatic.
Hello, good evening, good night, tonight, today, tomorrow, forevermore. On this episode, we're going to talk about feeling fucking exhausted
Yes,
because we're tired and we feel very just hazy this
we
evening,
can't take it
folks.
anymore.
We
I'm
cannot.
tired. What's the line from Network?
I'm pissed off and I don't want to
I'm
shit
not gonna.
anymore. No,
I'm not gonna take. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, wait.
I forget the exact line. It's one of the most famous lines of cinema. We can't even. We're so tired that we can't even remember it.
I think
What the line
I'm
is.
pissed off. I'm mad and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm not gonna
Some,
take shit in the
some,
dick.
something like that. Yeah, I mean yeah.
We're also going to mention Preparation H. Preparation hate.
Prep-
What is it?
Preparation hate.
Do you need it? Is it in your cabinet? Jeff was going to let us in on that. And then after that, I'm going to do a weather report.
Or do a weather report. That reminds me of it was a gag item. It was called a weather rock. And then it was a rock that they sold usually like in Gallenberg at some like hick store where it's like, hey, we're all Appalachian. We live in the woods.
We all
But
wear marigolds.
Yeah, we wear marigolds and eat intestines and put them on our penises. But it was like a weather rock, and it's like, if the rock is wet, it's raining. If the rock is dry, it's not raining. If the rock is moving, it's windy. Yeah.
Oh man, so is that like in the same vein as like the pet rock?
You know, I was around when pet rocks originally came around, and what a brilliant idea, and what a wonderful description of what capitalism is just it's just empty and nothingness.
Well, I'm wondering if they were like, fuck, we got all this backstock of pet rocks. What are we going to do with it? Hold on. It's a weather rock
Oh,
now. We're going to change
weather rock now. Now it's a weather rock.
Throw them out there. Tell people if it's raining, it gets wet.
Oh man.
And
We need to do our shout outs first.
Yeah,
We need to shout out to Tiffy, because if we do not, our pact with the devil ends and we will turn into dust. So Tiffy, we love you. We're very glad that you listened to us. And was it Vivian? Vivian reached out and said thanks for the shout out. I don't think I know Vivian, but
Vivian,
she said
yeah.
something on one of our posts about thanks for the shout out, and we are so happy that you're listening to us.
Yeah, Vivian is a friend of mine that has been like listening since the beginning. So Vivian, yeah, thank you
Okay.
for continuing to listen. And if you don't listen,
Yeah.
that's okay too, because we won't know that.
Right.
So it's okay.
Exactly. We'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll know people aren't listening, but we're not gonna figure it out.
And I think that's enough for today. I mean, and anybody, again, we have so many wonderful people in this community, and so we're just glad you're listening. Or even if you're not listening, if you're our friend, and even if you're not our friend, we're just happy that you exist in your own space, and that you are living your life in some sort of way that might give somebody or yourself some kind of happiness.
And if you happen to be existing, why not exist with us and let us know you want to shout out?
Yeah, we'll shout you out.
We'll shout you out
shout
all
it
day.
out.
We will shout it out loud. Yeah, I feel like there's things I can't say. But I don't think it really matters. I mean, shout out to the group chat, right? Everyone's got a group chat.
We do have a group chat. Yeah, shout to them.
Thanks, group
shout
chat.
to the group chat.
Thanks, group chat. And that includes all of yins that are in it. All right, let's fucking kick the
You
chair
just
on
want
this
to
fucking
dive
noose.
into it.
Yeah, let's fucking let's
So,
tie the
like,
knot on this.
as a young man, and you're a much younger man than I,
Uh-huh.
but as a young man, I enjoyed the idea of fine food, and it doesn't mean a fine food restaurant necessarily, although that's nice.
Mm,
But it was like, oh, I want to eat nachos tonight, and I thought about the nachos, and it's like this is going to be delicious. And now, just when I get home, I just shove something in my face because if I don't, I'll get dizzy and pass out.
mhm,
But I don't care what it is. I don't care what it tastes like. I just find something to eat, and I'm eating simply so that I can continue to exist.
mhm.
And then, like, I feel like God just hates us because the whole idea of like, so you got to eat and then you got to poop and pee. And it's just like, sometimes I'm just like, I got to poop, but I don't want to poop. Like, there were days in my old days where it's like, you took a dump and it was like one of the best things ever. It's just like, this is like
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I'm expunging shit from my body. And I'm like, this is good. And it's just like, I'm getting stuff out. Now it's just like, maybe I can wait till tomorrow morning to take a dump. Maybe I can make it through the night so I don't actually have to go in there and go through this again today.
Oh, Jeff, like, this is completely true, and I have no problem sharing it with you, and maybe this is gonna gross everyone out, but I had to wake up in the middle of the night to poop. It was
Like, were you having cramps?
I yeah, I don't know, like, it just, like, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night to pee, and then
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and
That
then
gets worse too as you get older. So,
right.
like, if you're doing it once now, triple it.
Right, but, like, it's been a little less frequent recently since I've been cutting out carbs more out of my diet,
Nice.
which is nice.
Nice.
But, yeah, I just felt the grumbling, and I felt, like, my downstairs kinda pucker up, and, yeah, it was
Yep.
I did not wanna shit the bed, literally, so I went and pooped, and, it's funny that you mentioned the food thing because that's been when I feel very exhausted and low, and I don't know if it's depressed or what, but like food doesn't become enjoyable anymore. It
Mm,
becomes a way to just survive. Like I have to eat something, even if it's just one thing today. Like sometimes I will
yeah.
forget to eat and eat just so little.
Yeah. I mean, there are times that I enjoy eating. Like, there are times, like, I usually eat something at lunch that is like good that I enjoy. Although sometimes I'm just eating to eat. But when I get home, it's just like, I'm just gonna get enough calories in my body to make it till I can go to sleep.
Hmm.
And then I can start all over again the next day.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering like what's got us feeling so low, Jeff?
Well, I don't know. We talked about maybe the season change could be part of it. I don't know, man.
It's
Um, I think for me, it's paying too much attention to the world and what's going on in the world,
mhm.
and just realizing that we're just going in a direction that's not good.
No, it is not, Jeff. It really is not going in a good direction, and I think it's hard for at least me and maybe a lot of people to pay attention to it
Yeah,
cuz
maybe I shouldn't pay attention. Maybe I shouldn't care anymore because I don't know if I can fix it.
well, I don't think uh, I don't think not caring is necessarily the right approach because I feel like as in a society I don't know we have a duty we have a duty to care about
Duty. You said duty.
we have a duty to care about these things like just as
Sure.
humans as people to care about each other it's this it's this fucking system that we've built it's this fucking the way that things are and just accepting that the things are this way and if more people didn't just check out and not care but tried to actively do something I say all this and I'm a fucking lazy sack of shit. So don't.
I think you and I both care. We both care about people, and we care about social justice, and we care about things.
Mhm.
I don't care about. I'm getting to the point where I really don't care about people in politics. I just feel like there's just so much yuck in there. But I
Mhm.
do care about individual people. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to talk to individual people, and we like to make people laugh, and so that's fun. And
Mhm.
we care about people, not just people that we know, but we care about other people. So it's like, how do you detach yourself from the crap that you can't control and is so yucky, and just focus maybe on trying to make somebody's day better or make your day better, whatever. I don't know.
Well, it's like cuz I ask myself that a lot and I'm just thinking out loud so this might sound really dumb. But at least for me it's like we're very caught up on this big picture when we're not paying attention to like the paint strokes of it, so to speak,
Yeah, the
like
tiny little pieces of it, the
what make up.
minutia that
Yeah,
yeah.
because it does absolutely start at this small level, like you try to help and improve the community around you, and that helpfulness and that gratitude and sense of community and togetherness is going to end up spreading. Like, yeah, there's going to be people that are going to take it down, but like that's you if you stay strong, you can love can overcome everything.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. You're totally right to reframe that a little bit. We get caught up in the big picture and we feel helpless when there are things we can do on the small scale, even if it's just being kind to people. You know, this is going to sound like this is going to be a total like just jump. But have you heard of the band Ween?
I love Wayne.
You do love Ween. So
Yeah.
I for some reason have started listening to Ween, and I was turned off to Ween because a friend of mine played me one of their songs, which was really disturbing to me. And it made my stomach hurt, and I was just like, I'm not gonna listen to this band because I assumed that this was their music.
Oh yeah,
And
that's the thing. Yeah, they're very eclectic.
yeah, so the song that was the spinal meningitis song that he played for me because he
God,
thought
I
it was funny,
know
and it
that is a very
it just
creepy
made my
song. What you
stomach
gonna
hurt.
do, mommy?
Yeah,
This
it's
thing I'm
it's
gonna
it's very
do.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've started listening to their other music, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's
Hmm.
some of it's just amazing pop music, a little Beatlesque, and then I mean, the country songs and stuff. So, anyway, the reason I bring that up is because I feel like there's a band called the Bloodhound Gang,
Yes.
which I feel like is trying to copy Ween, and they're doing a terrible job about it. They're like thinking they're smart and they're talented, but they're not. They're just dumb.
Well,
And
that's
so Ween is smart about it. There's talent there.
mhm.
There's a lot of talent there.
And that's also the thing is that like I mean, there's that quote that great artists still, right? I don't know who that's attributed to,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I mean,
Or was it like good artists borrow, great artists steal?
yeah, like the thing is that like your influences are going to show in anything that you create or think about or
Right.
even like attempt to do. Like there's so many times where I've tried to write a song and it just sounds like a Modest Mouse song or a Man song,
Yeah,
and it's like fuck.
yeah. But you know what? The Beatles' early music sounded like the other rock and roll at the time. They were
Mm,
copying Chuck Berry and Elvis and Little Richard. That's who they were listening to, and they were copying. And then they were like, "So this is us copying." And then they're like, "Now we're going to do the stuff we want to do
mm,
that we write."
yeah,
And then people are copying them and going, "Oh, we like the Beatles, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to add our little swing to it." So
yeah. Because
it's just the way it works.
there's also that David Lynch. Is it David Lynch or maybe Werner
Werner Herzog.
Herzog? Yeah, one of someone said it. and it was very beautifully put that, like, yeah, that thing might be out there, but it's not been out there said by you, because you're going to have a
And
different. Oh, go ahead.
in filmmaking, it's a homage. It's taking somebody's the way somebody does something and copying it, but doing it in a different way.
Hmm.
And so it's I don't know. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it's just of course things are going to be similar. And then you've got the whole collective unconscious idea, right? That we've all got this little pot of ideas that we're pulling from.
Oh yeah.
And so it may feel like we're stealing or taking, but we're just like going from there's an idea, there's a limited amount of ideas in the consciousness of the world. And so sometimes we're just grabbing hold of it's like in Hollywood. I'm all over the place tonight. In Hollywood, how they'll it's all of a sudden they'll release like a volcano movie, and there's like three of them all at once. We're starting a volcano movie, and it's just like it's just the way it works, the way
Hmm.
creativity works.
Yeah. I mean, and again, like, if you're a creative person, you're gonna take in art, you're gonna take in movies. If you're a filmmaker, you're gonna watch movies. If you're a musician, you're gonna listen to music. If you're a poet, you're
Yeah,
gonna read poems. Like, and even like you kind of said, like, I don't know if I believe that there is like a finite number of how many creative ideas there is. I like to
yeah,
think that it's limitless. But it's like hodgepodge and different things together and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
like, oh, they're doing this Dutch angle, but I want to do it this way and fucking
yeah.
shit the bed.
I mean, you look at like the work of Brian De Palma.
Hmm.
You look at Dress to Kill. It's Psycho. It is
Hmm.
Psycho. It's copying Psycho almost to a T, and he throws in some interesting things in it. And so it's about saying I like Psycho, but I'm going to try to do something in a little different way.
Hmm.
But I'm really copying the story of Psycho.
Yeah.
And so, but he did it in a totally different way, and it was a cool movie.
And that's
So
and that's a really good example, and like kind of just on that train of thought of like, it's when I say it's everything around you, like, you have bad influences too that still seep in
yeah,
through anything you create also,
yes,
like sometimes you're just like, you know what, we don't need the mic. We can we can get the audio just fine in camera, I think. I don't know. Like, you
yes,
just
exactly. We'll fix it in post.
yeah, you
We'll
get
fix it in post, just like everybody else does.
so I don't know. I might cut all this out, Jeff, just cause of the mentioning of it. But
Yeah,
maybe I'll
you
cut this
could
out.
bleep it, maybe bleep it,
Yeah.
make it sound like we're cursing. Just
Yeah.
put a bunch of bleeps in here all of a sudden.
Yeah. Like when Bleep did the
Beep, beep,
fucking
beep, beep. You know, um, something that we have not talked about, and we probably should have, but we need to shout out to our visual effects team. They are working hard every week to bring you the visual effects that you see when you
oh,
watch this
on the
podcast.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you get around to seeing that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that it's all in your head, but I feel like we are whatever you see. It's our visual effects dudes and
Yeah,
dudettes.
yeah. And
We'll not even use gender. We'll just say people, folks,
our VFX people. Actually,
folks.
we can give a quick shout out to Cody for making the visualizer for
Yeah,
our YouTube videos.
Cody and Ken, who have been involved from the beginning.
We're doing shout outs fucking 19 minutes into the episode.
It's because I screwed up and talked about all the stuff I wasn't supposed to talk
No,
about.
no, no, you can talk about whatever you want, Jeff.
No, I'm feeling censored. I'm feeling judged
No,
and
no
censored.
judge, no judgment, no censor.
No judgment.
I say I'm gonna cut it, but I'm gonna leave it in. I'm even gonna leave in me
You can cut
saying,
it, man.
I don't know. This
This
might
is
this might not get
this
released.
podcast is one of the bright spots of my week of
Oh, good.
recording this and having an interaction with another human being.
That you kind of
So
enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt really numb a lot lately, and it's just like sort of like a friend is letting me borrow his Xbox, and I bought this game called Crash Bandicoot
I love
that is an
whoa.
old, it's a remix of the old ones, and I love those games. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this game, and I'm gonna play it. And I put it on, and I'm just like, this game's really annoying. This game is absolutely no fun at all. It just frustrates
Ah,
me,
why does
and
it
I'm just
make
like, I love that game.
why does it frustrate you? Jeff, I'm
Well, I mean, you got limited lives. You've only got checkpoints so far, and so I was about to finish a level, but then my lives ran out, so you got to start the whole level over. And I'm just like, I don't have the energy to swim through this level. It was a swimming level,
whoa, Crash has a
which are my least favorite
oh
levels
god.
that
Yeah,
in the game.
yeah.
Swimming's the worst.
Yeah, swimming levels, guys, what was that? In the 80s and
Yeah,
90s, why an underwater? Why was there
yeah.
like, oh, there's gotta be an underwater level. We gotta represent all the fucking
The
ecosystem shit.
elements.
Yeah, the guys all the elements need to be in there.
It's
Get
just so they can show
fucked.
the physics of their engine that makes it different to walk and swim. And it's just like I don't like to swim. I don't like flying levels. I don't like swimming levels.
No, flying
Let's
levels
just
are
keep
fun.
on the ground, right?
I like flying levels.
I mean, anything though that where you're moving and you can't like control the speed because there's like a thing in the level where you grab. It's like I guess it's like a underwater jet ski, but then it's like it just moves forward, so you can't control anything.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta
It's just
swerve and like,
yeah,
yeah.
man. And there's sharks and stuff, and like mines and piranha fish.
See, I
I mean, it's just totally unrealistic for Bandicoot to actually do those kind of things.
Why would a bandicoot be in the Arctic? I don't know. Maybe someone's gonna
Yeah,
fact.
yeah. There's a lot of ice levels, and ice is better than swimming.
Yeah. Well,
But
no. See,
ice,
I don't like ice levels because they make you slip and slide all over the place. You can't
yeah,
get a firm. See, Jeff, when I
yeah.
when I play a video game, it's very much like just like stumble my way through it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stumbling,
yeah, it's I'm
and I
trying
could see
to.
maybe doing drugs and playing that, and it might be really fun, like
I'm
smoking some pot or something, and
Yeah, Jeff, you're talking about an American pastime that's as old as baseball and hot dogs.
I mean, it's funny because he's a bandicoot and he dances when he finishes
He
the levels.
dances, he has pants, and
Yeah,
for
no
okay,
shirt,
no shirt. Well, for
just
his
pants.
for his time, he was very like he was like the edgy
Yeah,
alternative to
yeah,
Mario. So
yeah,
Mario's the Mickey Mouse of video games. So like he's very like ho ho
definitely.
hi
Yeah,
I'm a logo of an evil corporation.
there was a game that I played on the PlayStation called Crash Team Racing
Oh,
that
that's
a friend
fun.
of mine and I would just play hours and hours of, and he always beat me. I would occasionally beat him, but we just loved that game. It was so fun. I'd go over to his house, we'd play it for hours, and then I'd leave as
Yeah.
far as married.
Oh yeah. I was a big video game guy in my adolescent and um preteen years, I'll say. Yeah. Cause like by the time I was like a teenager, I just kind of like lost interest in video games and like I didn't have like money for the newer systems that were coming out that my friends were playing. So I was just like,
Right.
I'm gonna get a guitar.
Oh, you got a guitar.
Yeah, I did that instead, and then, like, I played guitar for 6 months, and then I joined a band.
Nice.
Yeah, and we did that, we recorded an album, and it was,
That's
uh
like productive, man.
it was a fun
Playing video
time.
games is not productive.
Yeah, but, I wish as a teenager, I mean, I still played video games, like, because my friends had them.
Yeah.
So, like, I wasn't missing out that much. It was just, like, I was more I moved on to, like, something else instead of, like
Yeah.
being this hardcore gamer that I was when I was an adolescent and a kid, like,
But
um
you've kept up that creativity. You're doing creativity in a lot of different ways. and music too. You've created some music for even some movies.
I did for Kevin's film, and I released a EP like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good stuff.
It was.
It's very much like your art. It's just it's different. And we're talking about Ween. It's that kind of thing where it's just like I'm going to do something that I want to do. I'm not going to
Mm.
try to directly copy something. I'm going to try to do something on my own, and that's the kind of things that sort of is cool because then it maybe evolves into something that's like, oh, this is a new sound.
Well,
This is
that's
something new.
well, from like the outside, it looks like I'm doing my own thing. This is my own vision. This is my own thing, and it's like it's like with the paintings, I'm like trying to rip off John Leary, really. And but the way that he paints and the kind of paints he uses and the fact that he's just been doing it longer is like his paintings are fucking phenomenal. So like I have no choice but to do it, to try and like do that's like my interpretation of his work kind of. And I mean, of course it's like
Right.
still like it's me saying it. Like circling back
Yeah.
to that, like maybe that kind of art is out there where it's like an abstract picture with a funny name or interesting name. But
Yeah.
it's not there's not nothing out there that you have made that's, like I don't think I'm saying it right. Fuck, I'm tired.
No, I know what you're saying, and I think when we're talking about numbness and the mundaneness of life and the sometimes seemingly futileness of life, to be creative is a little bit of a way out of that because if you create something, it feels neat and like energy, and it's like, oh, I've created something. I've taken something that is not there and created something. I've
Hmm.
gone from nothingness to somethingness, either music or photography or film or, painting or anything. That's a way I think for you to feel something and to
Yeah.
feel a sense of accomplishment that it's like I've done something.
Yeah, and like your paintings are like, or I'm sorry, your photographies, your Polaroids are, I love them. They're so neat. You have a very good
Yeah, I
like
love
shot.
that.
You have very good like shot composition.
Yeah. And to me that's just so fun or to like I like to take photos and just layer them on each other in these apps, and
Hmm.
it's you find these shapes and things, and so I'm not like I like it because it's like it's a creative thing, and so I think I'm not making money off of it, but it's fun,
Yeah, like it doesn't. You don't have to monetize the things that you love. Now,
right?
that is something that I want to do because I do want to do like this. I want to paint. I want to fucking create films and shit
Right.
and music for a living. That's what I would like to do. Um, but right now it is my hobby and like it. I hate even referring to it as that. And maybe that's pretentious. I don't know. Maybe when I'm really
But I think
exhausted.
the reason we're exhausted is because, and I like my job. I mean, I like being a counselor, but part of the exhaustion is having to do that 40 hours a week because I don't have 40 hours of clients a week. A lot of times I'm just doing mundane stuff. So
Mhm.
if I could see like 20 hours of clients a week and then have that extra 20 hours where I could stay home and work on something, then I don't think I'd be exhausted all the time.
Yeah.
But we work because we need the money to support whatever we want to do. So it's like you work doing something maybe that you like, but you don't love so that you can do the stuff you want to do on the evenings. But then you're so tired, it's hard to do the stuff.
Yep. That's absolutely it. Like that is exactly what that's the vicious cycle of trying to do anything creative and monetize it. And it's like it just kind of seems like with any trade job like that where it's like a
Yeah.
plumber, electrician, like there's always like slow seasons, so you always have to have like this side hustle, which has
Yeah.
been
Yeah. And
so
it's,
instilled into our culture. Yeah, we
yes.
have an entire culture of it, and I know I've mentioned this on the past episode, but I can't get over it.
Yeah. fucking side hop. You know, the people that are lucky enough, and I feel like I'm not angry that they're lucky enough, but the people that are lucky enough to be able to do creativity as their thing and make enough money to continue that thing, that's cool because that's what they do. They do their thing. And they get to sit around and create. And so an artist or a musician or a filmmaker or whatever,
Hmm.
I just look at some of the stuff like Tim Heidecker does. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
pronouncing his name right, but they just
Heidecker,
do they sit around and they is it Heidecker Heidecker
Heidecker.
of like Tim and Eric. I mean, he does all this stuff, and it's
Yeah, he
just
does.
ridiculousness. It's fun, and he can do that, I guess, because he makes enough money. Or like the guy that's on Reno 911.
Yeah,
That
they
looks like a
just
blast to
yeah,
make.
yeah, they just like keep coming back with Reno 911 too. And I was actually reading
Yeah,
about Tim Heidecker today. So that's
yeah,
funny that you mentioned him because I do watch his podcast on Office Hours. It's really good if you've never
yeah.
watched it. So shout out to Tim Heidecker. Maybe he'll
Yeah, if you're listening, Tim, we want to get in the Tim Heidecker business.
we got a great episode about hemorrhoids that just aired.
Just aired, right? I mean, so to me, that's maybe the way the world should work is that
Mm,
you can be compensated for what you love. And then, so like if you and I had, we didn't have to worry about money, we could hire some people to film us doing stuff. And so
mhm,
we have these ideas, but it's so hard to do these ideas because you have to fit it in your other life. And so you have to do it over the weekend and you have to worry how much it's going to cost and how we're going
mhm,
to fund this and all that stuff.
mhm.
And if you didn't have that, you just do it and you just film stuff and then you edit it together and release it.
Yeah, I mean that's the dream, anyways. But it's not
Yeah.
the reality. It's
Yeah.
it is like this two separate lives. By day, I work an office job, but by night, I'm a weirdo.
You, you know what one of my dreams is? Because I feel like I've got some talents, but I feel like one of my talents is just sort of, I don't know. I would love to have enough money so I could like fund people like yourself or some of our friends or whatever and just say, here's 100 grand, go do something with it. And
Go
I'd
make
just like
some
to be
money.
around while it's happening. I'd like to watch it happen.
See, it sounds like you just want to be a producer, Jeff, and that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't like I've made movies. I don't like the whole planning and all that stuff, but I like to be
Well, a producer,
involved, like maybe
I don't
playing a
know.
role or whatever. Yeah.
Mm,
Producer,
yeah, but I mean, or a financer, because like at that point, it's just like
financier.
financier. Because I mean, at
And
that
you know
point, it's
what I would
just
do? I would totally be hands off in the sense of I'm going to give you money. You do what you want to with it. And you don't have to pay me back. I just want to be in on it. I want to watch and have fun with you.
see, Jeff. It sounds like you need to be like an executive.
Is that what an executive does?
I don't
Executive
know. I don't.
producer?
I don't know. I don't know what any of them actually really do.
I'm unclear on how all this works. But you know,
But
like the old system where like, an old widow would like take in a composer and say, hey, I'm gonna let you write your music and
mm,
you can live here and I'll fund your life. And
oh
you just
yeah,
do your music,
yeah.
you know?
No, I love that. Yeah, yes, yes, Jeff. Let's help you get enough money so you can do that.
Yeah. And you, my friend, would be one of the first people I would fund.
Well, that's very kind of you, Jeff. I'm glad
Yeah.
you have a lot of faith in me to do something worthwhile with that money.
You're one of the most creative people I know. I mean, you're involved in so many different things. You have a good energy and you're not mean. You're not like you just want to do stuff, and it's
Yeah,
just,
I do.
and you make things happen. It's like I would never recorded another one of these because I'm just lazy. And it's like you're like, "Hey, we're going to do one of these. We're going to do one of these." And I'm
Uh,
like, I don't know. And then when I do it, I feel so much better. So it's like a favor. You're just keeping me on a schedule.
yeah, that's like I don't know. That's what I've had to do. I've had to keep myself on this schedule, on
Yeah.
some schedule because otherwise it's not worth it. It's not like
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to describe it in a way that isn't, like, super depressing. Because normally I would
But
just
I mean,
say
it's
normally I would just say, like, I would probably have already, ended it if I wasn't
yeah,
creating stuff or doing creative things,
yeah.
but that's
But I
very
think that's what
bleak.
creative people have to do. You have to have some discipline. You have to do it, and you have to do it over and over
Mhm.
because it takes a long time usually for something to catch on. And you might try 50 things and only one of them catches on, and then you can do the other things.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to do it. You have to you have to go to the club where two people are there,
Mhm.
they're drunk, and you have to sing your songs, and then you have to do it again for no money
Oh
until
god, yeah.
finally somebody notices you and
Yeah.
says, "Oh, we'll pay you to do these songs."
Yeah, we've had stuff like that happen when I was in a band. We they wanted to throw darts at us, so when the owner told us that, me and Silas simulated a lewd act on stage where
Nice.
Silas pretended to act like he was sucking my dick.
Is Silas the wrestler?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to
See,
Silas.
so like Silas is like actually getting paid, I assume, something to do what he's doing now.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
So
He's signed and there's the dog.
oh,
um yeah, he's getting paid to do all his wrestling stuff now. He's signed with the NWA
with the Billy Corgan.
with William Corgan. That's right, Jeff.
William Corgan, who I saw recently
You
put on
did,
a
yeah,
monster show.
yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins, if you're listening to us, we'd love to open for you, do our podcast as an opening act. I'm sure the crowd would love it.
Not a band at all. It's just like, and now opening up for the
It's
Smashing Pumpkins. It's everything is
Jeff and
traumatic.
Tyler,
The
and we just
podcast.
talk shit for an hour before, you
There's a
know.
lot of we'll try and bring him out, but he won't come out.
We'll try to do a musical episode at least.
Oh yeah. Oh, do we have to sing everything? Because that
No,
sounds
no, no, no. We'll just talk, but we'll talk about music.
okay. Okay.
We'll talk about how traumatic it is to go to a concert, and it is sort of traumatic to go to a concert.
Ooh, tune in next week, folks, as we talk
Yeah.
about going to a concert is traumatic.
So, I'm going to talk about the worst opening act I have ever seen, and it just is because of one member of this band is sort of cheap.
Mhm.
So saw Kiss. I think I paid about $100 a ticket, good tickets in front of the stage. And so instead of a band of any type, and I mean any band is better than no band. Um, they had a painter,
Mhm.
and this painter was one of them fast painters
Uh-huh.
that paints really fast to music, but then he
Okay.
paints like he basically just throws paints and stuff. And obviously there is talent, but you don't go to see a rock and roll band to see a painter open for the band. And my thought was Gene Simmons just didn't want to pay a real opening band. So they had a painter, and he makes 3 paintings, and that's his act. That was it.
Oh
And
my
one of them
god.
is of Kiss. It was terrible.
So, yeah, hold on. This is very surreal for me. So, you're saying that Kiss had an opening act that was just a dude painting to
One
music?
guy,
One guy just painting?
one guy with a big canvas painting, and he
Uh-huh.
is one of those. He paints fast, so it's like a caricature artist. So he starts slapping paint on, and then you're like, I don't know what it is, and then it's like it's Mick Jagger. Woo!
Okay.
New canvas.
He'd even paint
Who is
anyone.
it? Oh, it's Kiss.
Yeah,
Woo!
he'd even paint anyone from Kiss.
Well, he did paint Kiss, so he did 3 paintings, and I don't remember who they were, but the last one was Kiss. And then Kiss sells that painting, auctions it off for more cash for them. So
Hmm.
they sell the painting of that night on their website so that they can make more cash.
Oh, so the painter doesn't even get to keep his own fucking painting.
I'm sure he got paid something, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
not an opening act. That's not an opening act.
I mean, technically it was like everyone did everyone sit and watch him?
I think there was a lot of rage. Or people were just like, I'm going to get loaded. So I'm going to go get me 3 of them $10 beers.
Hell yeah. Hey, I mean, I could get down to just getting drunk and watching some dude paint what is potentially Mick Jagger.
So Kiss is a band that I think is fun to watch, but they have become so corporate and so like at the end of the show, and spoiler alert, Paul destroys a guitar. He always destroys a guitar, and he used to throw it out in the audience. You know
Hmm.
what he does with it now?
What does he do?
They sell it. They auction it off, so you can pay 10 grand to get the broken guitar that he does at the end of the concert. He used to throw it out in the audience,
Yeah.
but now you pay for that, and it's not even so. They do a switcheroo. He's playing his good guitar. He switches it off, like sort of to the guy in the back when Gene's like throwing out blood or something. And then he comes out with the fake guitar that he breaks, just the piece of crap guitar. So it's not even a real guitar. It's just like a cheapo guitar that's worthless that they sell for 10 grand.
Oh my god, he didn't even play it for 5 minutes.
No, he plays like a chord on it and then he just busts it up.
Oh man.
Played guitar from the Kiss concert, broken up.
Yeah. I
So
mean, they've always been that way though. Like they'd sell anything.
no, they do sell anything. I mean, they had a coffin and all that stuff. But I mean, it's just like in up until that time, I guess until this most recent tour, they would throw it in the audience. So somebody actually got a cool souvenir. It's like he'd throw it in pieces.
Mhm.
You'd get the headboard or the whatever. And now it's just like, I'm selling it to you. You can come backstage and we'll take a picture with you.
Oh man, I mean
Gene will fill you up.
Five, $500 and Gene will cop a fill.
Jim will cop a feel, male or female.
Doesn't matter. I think it has reached its logical conclusion, Jeff. What do you think?
I think so. It's maybe our most depressing episode ever.
I don't know. Like I think it's been oddly hopeful. We
Yeah,
talked about being exhausted. We talked about your disdain for Crash Bandicoot and video games
yeah,
and creating and
that's true. And the
you
worst opening act we've ever seen.
and the worst opening act you've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Have
think
you
it's
seen a bad opening act?
I yeah, I have. I think it
Yeah.
was like this opener for Gwar
Okay.
called Mobile Death Camp, I think is what it was called, but I just did not, or maybe it was them or the other guys that were they were like Reddit atheists, so it was like the very just holier than thou atheists, like you
Gotcha.
are dumb because I'm smart, and it's like okay,
Gotcha.
like they had
Red
stickers.
atheist.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
stickers that had a Bible on it with a jizz stain on it, and it said the second coming of Christ, like shit like that. That was just dumb.
Yeah. Too clever.
Yeah, too fucking clever. And speaking of clever guys, this has been the podcast. We're exhausted. Can't
We're
think
exhausted.
straight.
We are. This is the best we can do this week.
This is
If you tune in next week, we promise you at least 2% more energy
yeah, yeah, hopefully. I think so.
or your money back.
Or your money back guaranteed. Um
Guaranteed.
from all of us here at Everything is Traumatic, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Jeff.
And take care of yourself and go get some sleep.